up, YouTube? I'm back. So this was an incredible episode. Seriously, there's a lot that we learned about Overhaul, Airy, and everything, man. It was a crazy ass episode. Even though there was no action, there was no fight, the information that we got was something else, man. It was actually terrifying. So let's get right to it. So by the way, last week's episode was amazing. What we saw from Kirishima was something else. I really like that they did that. But anyway, we learned that Midoriya, Kirishima, Froppy, Uraraka were going to work together with the Big Three and the other hero agency to stop and to investigate Overhaul and the League of Villains, because I think that Kirishima is working, his work study is with Fat Man or something like that. I really forget his name all the time. We know that Midoriya is working with Sir Night Eye, and we know that Uraraka and Froppy are working with the Dragoon hero. I don't remember her name exactly. I think it's, I'm not gonna say it because I'm gonna butcher her name really quick. But yeah, also the Big Three. Obviously, Kirishima was working with one of them. Nejire was working with Uraraka and Froppy, and Midoriya with Mirio. So we all know that they were working all together because Sir Night Eye actually asked the help of other hero agency to investigate the League of Villains and Overhaul. We learned something pretty disturbing, but before we talk about all that, we're going to talk about Overhaul's quirk. So his quirk is called Overhaul. Obviously, that's what they called it in the episode, and it can disassemble things. So it's a quirk that lets him break things and then fix them. So that's kind of crazy. I thought that it would be more complicated than that, but it makes sense. We saw him how he killed some people by just touching them. I'm wondering if he touches them again, can he bring them back to life or something like that? I'm not really sure, but that's kind of interesting. It's actually pretty scary because he only has to touch you and you're dead, so I wouldn't want to go up against him. Same thing for Shigaraki, because their quirk is pretty similar. Shigaraki, if he touches you, you kind of crumble into dust. So they're both of their quirks are kind of scary, and I wouldn't want to go up against them because one touch and you're kind of dead. But anyway, man, before we talked about Overhaul's quirk, I said that there was something pretty disturbing, and that something is that I think Fat Man, he obviously investigated the bullets, and inside the bullets that they were confronted with in last week's episode, there was human cells. So that's kind of crazy, and the human cells was probably Aries cells, this little girl. The reasoning behind this is that it looks like Overhaul is using his quirk to break Eri piece by piece to use her cell as a weapon to disable other humans' quirk. So that's kind of crazy. So it seems like Eri has a quirk that can disable other people's quirk, and that's why Overhaul is destroying her bits by bits and using her cells. And then because of his quirk, he's reconstructing her to use her again. So that's crazy, man. That's even worse than what I thought he was doing to her. So my god, this is something else, man. Overhaul is something else. So he's breaking her and fixing her time after time after time. That's way too much, man. I understand why she wanted to leave, because that, one, must hurt really bad, and two, that's not something that you should do to another human. So that's kind of crazy. And I'm wondering still if Overhaul is really her father. I don't think that they're actually related. I just think that he found her somewhere and wanted to use her. So we'll have to see. But Mirio and Midoriya's reaction to that was something else. It was crazy because they know that they effed up in a way, because I think that they should have saved her, and they think that they should have saved her, because that's something pretty terrible that Overhaul is doing to her right now. By the way, I really like the art in that shot right there. It's amazing. I really like it. But something else that I wanted to say about Mirio is that when he heard what Overhaul's quirk was, it looks like he was kind of scared. Same thing for Midoriya, you know. So that was, I think, pretty interesting. Even though Mirio can basically not be touched, I think he was a little bit scared. You know, he's still a student. He's not a full-fledged hero, so I understand, but that I think was kind of interesting. Real quick, I just want to say it was cool to see a black hero in Boku no Hero Academia. I don't remember, and I'm not sure if he's the first one, but if there was one before him, let me know in the comments down below. I like his design, and hopefully we'll see what his quirk is, man. But yeah, it was kind of cool to see him. But at the end, in the after credit scene, we saw Eri, and you know, she was pretty sad. You know, she was crying, and she was thinking about how Midoriya was touching her, how he was talking, and she felt like she never felt that before, you know. So she hasn't felt that from obviously Overhaul or anybody else. So she was thinking about Midoriya, and she was crying to sleep basically. So that was a really sad scene. I really like her voice actor though, so hopefully we'll hear her talk more, and she will be saved, you know, because what's happening to her is pretty terrible. Anyway, Mirio and Midoriya are ready for that action. You know, I kind of can't wait for it because they were really mad and really sad at the same time that they couldn't save Eri. And after they heard what was happening to her, I really think that they're ready to go, man. But let me know what you thought about this week's episode in the comments down below, and let me know what you think is gonna happen next. I can't wait for what's coming next. Next is gonna be awesome to see the heroes go up against, you know, the Shiakai or something like that, Overhaul, and the League of Villains. That's gonna be a crazy fight. I really want to see Mirio versus Overhaul. I think that could be something special. But yeah, man, I do Boku no Hero Academia reviews every Saturday, so subscribe for that. But I also do other anime related things like Black Clover reviews on Tuesdays. I didn't do a review for it the last 2 Tuesdays, so I'm gonna be back hopefully the next one. I do usually Dr. Stone reviews on Fridays. I didn't do a review yesterday, so my bad about that. I'm gonna be back next week. Then I do, like I said, Boku no Hero Academia Season 4 reviews on Saturdays, early in the morning. Then I do Sword Art Online Alicization War of Underworld at noon. And then later that day at night, I do One Piece review. So stay tuned for all of that. On Sundays, I usually do Boruto Naruto Next Generation reviews because of the new arc that is celebrating the 20th anniversary of the Naruto series. So stay tuned for all of that, man. It's gonna be fun. But follow me at Anime Specialist on Twitter and Instagram, and so like, comment, subscribe. It would help my channel a lot. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Anime Specialist out. Peace.